It's Amanchu. Welcome to Divergence SMP. For the last month, all of us on this SMP have been staying right around world spawn, building up important housing and industrial infrastructure, and now we're all moving out in random directions through the nether. Wherever we emerge will be where we make our permanent base of operations. All my plans for what I want to build hinge on what I end up with on the other side of the portal. So here's the thing. I did that. It's done. I went through the portal into the nether. I went out in a random direction, and I found the place where I was going to set up. I explored the area around that. I felt that I got pretty lucky with this location, and it's going to work out quite well. And I recorded all that in a 3.5 hour long session with the other divergents that were here, and lost all of that footage. So I can't show you the experience of first going out and finding the site. And here is the site where I ended up. It's actually going to be pretty ideal. I've laid out this big circle. That was my accomplishment in that long session. What I accomplished was building this big circle. And I did it first try. Didn't have to tear up anything. Found a couple dogs to make friends. I haven't named them yet. And I also went to the effort to bring a couple of villagers in here. I have plans for those villagers. So yeah, mistakes were made. I didn't record it, but not that much happened. Now the thing I plan to build here is going to be a big project. It's going to take me a while, and it's going to take a lot of materials. I'm going to have to schlep a lot of materials back and forth from multiple locations and collect more materials to actually build what I want there. But speaking of mistakes being made, let me go over to the Guardian farm that I built last time and show you some things about it that I regret. Alright, so this farm works exceptionally well. A bunch of the other divergents have figured out how to use this thing and made use of it. Apparently they didn't pick up the tridents, they left this thing active. I wonder if there's somebody still here. Oh hey, Diggin! How you doing? Hey, Diggin.
How you going?
I was just doing a recording. I was going to talk about mistakes that were made in the last video I put out. Like the fact that I made this crafter system to automatically craft stuff, but it's way too slow. It's taking up a lot of space. And I see that you've added a lot more storage here to
I have
fit all the extra stuff.
I have to make a confession. I have thrown out maybe 4 chests, double chests full of cod, because it was just backing up.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to go back. I'm going to tear this crafter out. It's just too slow. Even if you set it up to craft, like, the quicker things to make, it would still... Right now it's set up, it's going to take about 4 seconds per block it makes. I could shorten that for the lanterns and prismarine blocks to be like 2 seconds per thing it makes. It's still too slow, and it just backs up.
Yeah.
I'm going to get rid of that and make more space. You know?
Cool.
But yeah, I don't know how many levels you got right now. I have 270 levels. This thing just gives...
234, and I haven't been
levels.
AFKing a huge amount because I've been just standing and letting the auto crafter work, and then I just go up and do stuff, because then we've obviously got all the what are they called? The prismarine crystals that aren't being used at the moment, and they're insane.
Yeah, those are just used for lanterns, so if you don't need more lanterns...
Yeah.
Who needs like multiple double chests of lanterns, really?
I did make a whole stack of lamps because I think I will use them in my build. But other than that, they're just gonna go to waste.
Yeah. finished the storage, and Diggin is here making use of the farm right now. And I made this nice, slick disposal system here to throw anything in lava. Somehow, Diggin logged out, and when she logged back in, she was standing in that lava source right there, and she burned up. Lost all her stuff. It was tragic, and I can't believe she happened to be standing right there. That's insane. Also, there is so much storage now. I have 48 double chests for prismarine shards, 48 double chests for prismarine crystals, 48 double chests for cod, and I'm hoping that this will last a while. If it fills up, I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not gonna mess with it anymore. I'm gonna collect some of this stuff. I'm gonna start working on building up the nether road that leads to this place. Now I'm officially responsible for the nether hub that leads from where my new base is gonna be to the hub. I'm responsible for that road. But I also want to build out the nether road that leads from this portal to the hub. Building montages are tough to edit. In Java Edition, I can use Replay Mod for creating epic building montages, but Bedrock Edition is nothing like that. I'm building the nether roads with materials that should make it obvious where they go. Prismarine blocks for the path to the Guardian Farm, and for the road to my base, I'll use something distinctive that incorporates something from my base build. I sometimes will use materials from the overworld biome the road leads to, but that is best for unusual biomes like Mushroom Island or Ice Spikes. My base is in a sparse jungle and plains biome, not very unique. The roads are now complete. This is the road that leads from my base, future base, to world spawn. And the prismarine farm is down this way. And this tunnel isn't really finished, but it's spawn proofed. But I made the side road that leads to the prismarine farm right here. And I think it's kind of obvious where this goes. Oh. Okay, that's to Jules' place. Prismarine Farm's here. Well, that's all great. And I've been procrastinating working on my main base. I think I'm going to have to stop procrastinating. Although, there's still a few materials I need. I'm never going to get around to building the base today. I promise you, it's just not going to happen. I'll get there eventually, but one material I can't just pick up somewhere that I need is warp nylium. I am using prismarine in the base build, and I need to use some other green things that might go with the prismarine. And I was thinking the warp nylium might work. I'll drop off this prismarine to start on the build, then venture into the nether to get some warp nylium. And maybe I'll stop off at a fortress on the way, see if I can pick up some blaze rods. I know another fortress can be much easier to deal with when you have potions of fire resistance. Most people think that's catch-22. You can't make fire-resistant potions without blaze rods, right? And you can only find those in another fortress, right? But don't forget about piglins. I like to start off my first expedition to the nether with a nice long piglin bartering session. This time they gave me 3 splash potions. More than enough. Someone else found this nether fortress a while ago. There's a nice safe road leading to it, and plenty of safety walls inside to stop wither skeletons. Overall, this is a pretty tame fortress. It took a while, but eventually I found a blaze spawner, and used a potion of fire resistance, and camped out there to collect blaze rods. I still plan to build a blaze farm eventually, but a few dozen blaze rods will last me for a while. After my second of 3 potions wore off, I decided to take my loot and go. The last potion will be saved for emergencies. Now on to my task of getting warp nylium. The area around spawn is all Crimson Forest, so I picked a direction and searched for other biomes. Beyond the Crimson Forest, I found Crimson Forest. And then Crimson Forest. Followed by more Crimson Forest. I was beginning to think the nether generation was broken, until finally I came to another waste. Then a small basalt delta next to a soul sand valley. Then continuing on, I came to even more Crimson Forest. Until finally, more than 1,000 blocks out, I found the prize. Alright, I'm back at the base. Well, the circle that I built that's going to become my base. And I can't procrastinate any longer. It's time to get going with this thing. I don't know if I'll finish it today, but let's see how much I can get done in a few hours. It may not look like it, but this base is quite large. The dome is 50 blocks across. It required 49 stacks of glass blocks. Thanks to KatBeanie and Jules delivering more materials while I was working on it, I didn't need to make many supply runs back to my starter base. I now have enough glass to build a second dome, which will happen eventually. This is inspired by the Paradox interactive game Surviving Mars. It's an environment dome for alien colonists to this world. The atmosphere isn't dangerous to the colonists, but they want a sterile living environment to protect against unknown viruses and bacteria, for which they have no natural immunity. Well, I can't say that the dome is done, but it's to the point where it's functional now. You can see I have like an airlock system I made, where you open the outer doors, the inner ones close briefly until the thing cycles. Ultimately, I want to have nothing but green shirts in here. But I gotta be honest with you, it's going to require some violent methods until I have nothing but Nitwits in here. The original 2 villagers, well, in the process of building this, they turned into zombies and were cured. So I might keep them around for a while because they are kind of handy to have. But yeah, so I'm going to ultimately want to put buildings on each of these quadrants. The central building here, I've managed to move all of the storage into here. I have built up a second story here where I can put something, maybe a brewing station, something like that. And I'll put a floor above this where I can have an enchanting table set up. There's room for at least one more floor above that, so plenty of room for expansion, more buildings I can add to it. I'll keep working on this build and expanding it as the season progresses. I think I need a break from it. So next time I'm going to go on an adventure and do something that I'm not going to have much chance to do if I don't get to it soon. Next time on Amon Chooses Divergence SMP.